One morning he awoke to the pouring down rain. About time for the sound of the 8 o'clock train. Last night it was playing for tips and cocaine, but now I'm just broke and sober with a head full of pain. And I'll be damned if I am, damned if I ain't. I'm trying to gain forgiveness from all these unforgiven saints, and I know that my time will come. Got to write a love song to get me through these open gates. Alright, up and at him, he's a man on a mission for show. I'm tired of making all them rich folks happy just staying so poor. In his mind is the face of the fool from last night, who had the money but he didn't have it in him just to do a poor man right. And I'll be damned if I am, damned if I ain't. I'm trying to gain forgiveness from all these unforgiven saints, and I know that my time will come. Got to write a love song to get me through these open gates. And then this man is standing his brother tight in his hand. That was Latin for gun. He's waiting for the one whole night minute just to shell out his plan. The crowd centered around and up, not making a sound. They're all hoping that the angels will spread them to the crazy angels down. Down, down by the water's edge, you know how it feels sometimes when we get a bit closer than we can all be doing just fine. Down, down by the water's edge, you know how it feels sometimes. If we get a bit closer there, we can all be doing just fine. Down, down by the water's edge, you know how it feels sometimes. If we get a bit closer, then we can all be doing just fine. Down, down by the water's edge, you know how it feels sometimes. If we get a bit closer, then we can we'll all be doing just fine. I don't blame him 'cause he running ahead, but the meanest thing that he ever did before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke, and I got a lot of laughs from lots of folks. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle, I'd get red, some guy would laugh, and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen. Roamed from town to town to hide my shame. But I made me a bow to the moon and stars. I'd search them honky-tonks and bars and kill that man that gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg, mid-July, and I just hit town and my throat was dry. Thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. In an old saloon on the street of mud, there at the table, dealing stud, sat the dirty mangy dog that named me Sue. Well, I could tell that snake was my own sweet dad from the worn-out pictures that my mother'd had. I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was gray and bent, big and bold, and I went for him and my blood ran cold. And I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Now you're gonna die." Yeah, that's what I told him. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes. Down, but to my surprise, come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. But I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we get through the walls and into the streets, kicking and gouging in the blood and the mud and the beer. I tell you, I fought tougher men. I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. I heard him cuss and then I heard him laugh. He went for his gun and I pulled mine first, and he sat there looking at me, and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough." And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I give you the name when I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or dry, and it's that name that helped to make you strong. Now you just fought one hell of a fight. I know you can't believe I've got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in the guts and the spit in your eyes, 'cause I'm the motherfucker that named you Sue. I got all choked up, I threw down my gun, called him my pa and he called me a son, and I come away with a different point of view. And I have a name, oh, I forgot the words. Can we help someone along? Here we go. And I think about him every now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And I never, ever want a fucking kid named Sue. Left Chicago, it's time for New Orleans. Well now, Jesus just left Chicago, it's time for New Orleans. Hey, hey, working from one end to the other, and all points in between. Took a job through Mississippi, well, muddy water turned to wine. Took a jump through Mississippi, muddy water turned to wine. Hey, hey, you don't have to worry, 'cause taking care of business is his name. Swampy, a little swampy.